Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. Have a doggy issue. Anyway, this is Rob Goody, the MLM Solution. And today is Wednesday, believe it or not, June 30th. My gosh, the last day of June. We're going to be the July 4th weekend. Hope everybody has something fun planned, but more importantly, that you're safe during that fun. Everybody should get out and let their hair down a little bit, have fun, cut up, be with friends and family, and enjoy America for what it is, a great country, despite what other people say. All right, with that being said, today, as you know, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we always go live Monday through Friday on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, covering all things network marketing, the good, the bad, and yes, even the ugly. As you know, we're going to be talking about today, guess what? The Unknown Company, this is podcast number 208. Making our way quickly to that magical 300 number. Miss Marie can't wait. She's already she's ready for that number 300. Let's say it that way. All right. She's got something special planned. All right, guys. With that being said, number 208, the Unknown Company. What are we talking about? Well, join us today as we take a deep dive into this very interesting and little discussed topic about network marketing. You'll learn a lot. I guarantee you that. So join us 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as we discuss this little unknown subject. Well, I'm struggling this morning. All right. With that being said, themlmsolution.net is our website. When you go there, please hit the share button. Just take a second or two, hit the share button and send that website out across the globe to our fellow network marketers. Be a part of that positive process where you can have a positive impact on our fellow network marketers, no matter where they are across the globe. So they can be empowered by this great information where they can do wonderful things with this amazing business model. You can also help them find us by utilizing our hashtag, which is hashtag #TheMLM Solution, hashtag #TheMLM Solution. We say thank you in advance. Once again, today's podcast number 208, The Unknown Company. I'm going to hop off here. We'll see you in a moment, and we'll start talking about that particular topic.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Goody and Marie Cannon.
What are you doing?
Well, the future's so bright.
For those of you on the podcast, I think Rob had a rough night because he showed up wearing sunglasses today.
Well, Miss Marie, our future's so bright that it's
You got to wear shades.
I got to wear shades. So there you go. That's what that's about.
Nice.
Yeah. I thought I'd have a little fun. It's Hump Wednesday, whatever you call it. What is it?
Hump Day, Wednesday. Yep.
Yeah,
middle
there
of
you
the week.
go.
Sliding into the weekend from here, all downhill from here. I don't know.
All downhill. There you go.
Exactly.
Last day of June, that's for sure.
It is. That is crazy. Half the year is gone. Can you believe that?
It's hard to wrap my mind around it.
Yeah.
Especially with I peed my pants in the office. So, all right. With that being said, guys, we have we've been talking about a lot of things. We're going to make sure that we get. We always start out our show updating you guys on what's going on with us. And Miss Marie and I, as you know, have been very busy on many different projects, taking our business model to a higher level so that we can reach more people and have a bigger impact. And we're very grateful for what we're doing so far. One of the things that we're going to be doing very soon, because different venues are starting to open up for live events. Miss Marie and I have been wanting to do this for a long time. So coming soon, live event registration. Keyword there is registration. Okay, because we are looking at the possibility of it being next year before we can actually make a live event happen. we may try to do a trial run with a online live event. To be honest with you, I think that would be more difficult to pull off. But once again, I wanted to show you this page because this is the page where the registration will take place. As you can see, it says potential schedule, and it's to be announced there. Miss Marie and I are going to be looking at things very closely as we continue to march towards the end of the year to see, because we want to put on a first-class event, Miss Marie. We do not want to rush and make a mistake and shortchange people, right?
That is correct. We don't like going into things half-baked. We like to have them fully cooked.
That's right. Well put. And we haven't even picked a location yet. We have the material we have. That's not the issue. It's the location. And if anybody has not ever put on a live event, you have no idea what it takes to put on a live event. It is I'll just say, there's a word I want to use or phrase, but I won't do it because we're
it's a PETA.
It rhymes with duck and cluster.
Nice.
Cluster duck. How's that?
It can
that's
be.
a superhero. He's got his cape on, flying cluster duck. So it can be a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing. And Miss Marie and I have limited experience in setting up. I've been a part of live events, but I have not set one up. So I'm not going to act like I know what I'm doing. I know what needs to be done, but I don't have the contacts. I don't have the knowledge. And Miss Marie and I would have to hire somebody to do that, but it doesn't matter. We're going to do that. But we just wanted you to know that we are in the discussion phases of doing a live event, which Miss Marie and I are looking so forward to. Are we not, Miss Marie?
Yes, I'm excited by it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. Yes. And become a beta tester. For what? Our lead site, ineedleadsnow.net/beta. Guys, if you want to see what a state-of-the-art lead generation system, not a lead generation site, a system, a complete system looks like, feels like, and what it can do for you and your business, you want to be a beta tester. We will be choosing our beta testers from the list. All you have to do is go to that URL right there, fill out the form. There's no shenanigans when you fill out that form. The only thing that's going to happen is that you're going to get a link to get your free ID Leads Now ebook and that ebook covers all things leads, anything and everything you need to know about what kind of leads you need, how to communicate with them, how to work with them, etc. is in this book. Invaluable information. Leads are the lifeline to your business, any sales business, and it's no different here. All right, and that leads us to the what not to do in network marketing, our famous what not to do in network marketing. 146 powerful, empowering, insightful, controversial paragraphs, followed up by 146 real-life example audio files, MP3s, that take the paragraphs knowledge that they're sharing with you, that they're exposing to you, to a whole new level. And then you add on the training videos, and there's not 146 training videos, but there's many training videos for the most important subject matters. And guess what? You're going to have a combination of training material that is unequaled in this industry. No one will take on what not to do in network marketing. Most people want to be positive all the time. Well, guess what? There's a yin and there's a yang and everything in life. No different network marketing. Being exposed to what to do and what not to do in network marketing helps you become that focused business building machine you need to be to do something special in this industry. And as you can see, it's normally $197. You can get an instant $150 savings over the next 24 hours. It's only going to cost you $47, a lifetime membership. You get bonuses with that. Big, huge bonuses that come with it. Surprise bonuses. Okay. And it's backed by our 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, Miss Marie, now that we have the commercials out of the way, we're going to be talking about the unknown company. And if you don't mind, won't you lead off with today? And because I get tired of leading off all the time.
Yep, not a problem. Well, and I think yesterday when we were sort of introducing what the topic was going to be today, you went exactly the same place I did with the title, The Unknown Company, harkens back to a character known as the Unknown Comic. Now, I'm going to assume for most of our listeners, they have no idea who I'm talking about. I am
No,
going to
they
tell
don't.
you to go Google the Unknown Comic. And what you will find is some video clips from back in the 1970s. He was actually quite popular. He was on things like The Gong Show. This was a comedian that came out on stage with a paper bag over his head with 3 holes cut out into it. 2 for the eyeballs, 1 for the mouth. And he did his whole comedy routine with this bag over his head. So you didn't really know who he was. And some of it was kind of corny. A lot of what he talked about today would be considered dad jokes. Like one in particular that I remember is he said something like, "Yeah, I took my dog to the flea circus this weekend and he stole the show." Boom, boom, you know.
Yeah.
So things
was
like
good.
that.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite sketch, and I just have to mention this one because it cracked me up, because I remember seeing this. I was fairly young when I saw this, and I just thought it was the most hilarious thing. He was in the middle of one of his routines, and this woman runs up on stage carrying this bundled up baby in her arms, accusing the Unknown Comic of being the baby's father. So the host
Oh my
of the
God.
show kind of interrupted and said to the woman, "Well, how do you know this child belongs to the Unknown Comic?" And she, of course, unbundles the baby, and on top of this baby doll's head is a paper bag with a hole for the eyes and a hole for the mouth. So that was how she knew it was his baby. Yeah. It was in the
Oh my
bag.
God. That is priceless. I remember that. I had forgotten all about it until you said that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep. So go look it up. I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember the actual comedian's name, but look up the Unknown Comic. You'll find it. It'll give you a little smile for the day, if nothing else.
His name is Murray Langston.
Murray Langston. I knew it was something Murray or Murray something, but I couldn't remember. Murray Langston.
That's it.
Canadian, if I remember correctly. So
That is correct, man. You got a memory. Look at her.
yeah.
Man,
So,
she remembers the episode and what happened and everything. That's hard to forget.
So-
He was something else. He was funny as I thought he was funny as crap.
He was funny, and was different time, slightly different sense of humor too. But I think he's still funny today. So
Yeah.
check that out. But as far as our topic, the Unknown Company. So the reason I wanted to go down this path was because oftentimes you are approached with a network marketing opportunity, and somebody will introduce the name of their company, and you're like, "I have never heard of that company before." So it's kind of the unknown company. So if you are working, as we highly recommend, if you're looking to make larger than life income and go for the big dreams in your life, we always encourage you to go with one of the newer network marketing companies. Obviously, they need to meet certain criteria and all that. But if you are with a new network marketing company, it's almost like you're working for the unknown company, because you're introducing the opportunity to people and they're going to say, "Well, I've never heard of that company." Well, of course not. It's only been around for 7 months, 12 months, 14 months, whatever it is. If you're catching that company early on, of course, no one's going to have heard of it, right?
Right.
So what do you do in terms of dealing with that unknownness of the company? Well, with our music to the ears message, it doesn't really matter what company you're working for. It's the opportunity that partnering with that company presents, right? So what you're focusing on is the fact that, yes, it is new and currently unknown, but it's heading into a growth phase that you want to take advantage of to achieve your goals and dreams, whether that be the income, the time freedom, or the lifestyle, whichever it is you're focusing on. And your business partners and potential business partners are going to focus on maybe something different or maybe something similar. But the opportunity to go big with a newer company certainly outweighs that of an established company, right?
Right.
So that it's almost not really even a good argument that it's an unknown company, that they haven't heard of it before. And quite honestly, and Rob, you can maybe disagree with this, I don't know, but my feeling is I think there's less hesitancy around newer companies today than it was back when we were building back in the 80s, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think there was more of a feeling of security with a name that was known. And since we've gone through the whole internet establishing the .com era, the number of companies that start and fail on a regular basis and quite spectacularly, the fact that it's a new company, that it's an unknown company, probably doesn't really create the hurdle today that it used to.
Yeah.
But it is something that will come up. People will say, well, I've never heard of that company. And it's like, well, that's great. And here's why that's great. Because it is a new opportunity. They are brand new. So guess what happens with a new company? You hit that growth curve when it's on its steepest incline. And that's what you want to take advantage of.
That's right. Absolutely.
Is there anything you'd want to add to that?
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. I was just sitting here absorbing what you were saying. There's so much good information there. Guys, she's absolutely. Well, the other thing is, Miss Marie, the fact that it's a new company doesn't have the name Amway attached to it. Doesn't have, might have the stigma of the industry, but it doesn't have the double stigma, which is, once again, network marketing and Amway. Oh my gosh, and double whammy. Oh. It doesn't have that. It's a new company, and the only downside you got to fight is, quote unquote, the fact that it's a network marketing company. But she said something there that was very important, something that was key to what it was the point she was making. And that is, guys, just stick with the music to the ears message, because it's not about the company. It's about the growth phase of the company. And it's presenting those people that are knowledgeable enough about the industry, that are entrepreneurs, there's people that understand how to make money in this world. Okay. There are people that know how to do promotion in this world. Just like anything else, some people just gravitate towards things that come naturally to them sometimes, and making money for some people is a natural thing. Well, guess what? New network marketing companies present people who are good at creating money to tap into this company's growth phase so that they can get their share of the pie. Okay. Well, guess what? Professional business builders, network marketing professional business builders who are entrepreneurs do. They know how the business works. They know where the money is. They know what growth phase to look for. And the only place to get that growth phase one growth, is with a new company. So like Mary said, you know what? Just focus on doing the 5 simple steps, basically. Find a new company that's growing, do your due diligence, join it, and then start doing the 5 simple steps. And be happy that it's a company that many people don't know about. I can promise you this, Miss Marie, you've been a part of it before. You and I've talked about it in private. We've also talked about it on this show. The bottom line is that the word gets out. When there's a lot of success stories, when there's a lot of money to be made, and when the company's experiencing tremendous growth, there are people around the industry that it catches their ears, doesn't it, Miss Marie?
Well, absolutely. And it's the type of thing where even the big companies, I mean, you get into this aspect of, well, if it's a new company, what if it fails? Type of scared reaction to it. It's like, well, large companies can fail. And again, this goes back to, I think today's generation, it's a little bit different with the newer companies than it was back when we were doing it, because we've gone through the whole internet.com bubble thing. I don't know if you remember, Rob, back around the turn of the century, which was over 20 years ago now, which seems insane, right? We were at the height of the .com bubble. And I don't know if you remember this, but there were different internet companies that like took out Super Bowl ads, like the
Yes.
most expensive advertising you can possibly take out. And so many of those companies don't even exist anymore.
That's right.
There was one, I think it was the one with the sock puppet, the dog sock puppet. Do you remember that one? I think it was
I do.
pets.com.
Yeah,
It's
I do
like
remember that.
they were a big ad. They ran ads all the time. They had a Super Bowl ad, and they're like gone.
Yes.
I mean, there may be a different iteration of pets.com today. I can't imagine that URL's not in use, but the original one with the doggy sock puppet, well, they don't exist. So the risk for any company is pretty much the same, right?
That's right.
All of the companies that you know that you're familiar with were new at one point. General Electric was new, Chevrolet was new, Ford was new. It's just they managed to make it and stick around for a while, which is what the network marketing companies are after as well. I mean, nobody goes into business thinking they're going to go out of business prematurely, right? They're looking to make a success of it. And especially in the network marketing industry, they're looking to be successful for their distributor base for a long period of time.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, that's the thing, Miss Marie, is that when you're dealing with an unknown company, not only is it new to the people in the industry, but it has that unknown volatility to it. In other words, is it going to be in business today and go out of business tomorrow? Or is this thing going to be around for the long haul? Well, that's part of the mystique. That's part of the intrigue. That's part of the risk. And that's what gets most of the people's blood going. And I'll be honest with you, Miss Marie, from amongst ourselves, the professional business builders, if you were to run into a company and call me, you and I, we don't give a hoot. Matter of fact, I can't ever think of one time when somebody said, well, how long has this company been around, Rob? Or, is this company going to be around? Or is this a blue chip company? I mean, nobody gave a flip. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The conversation is, we have said many times, Rob, does it have the 5 things? Yes, it does. Rob, who's the leadership? So-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. Okay. Rob, what's the comp plan look like? Well, this is what they have and blah, 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 blah. And then really, they'll kind of out of a courtesy, what's the product? Is it juice? They don't care, is it a juice? Is it a pill? They just want to have some kind of idea, Is it nutritional? Is it skincare? What is it, Rob? And that's pretty much it. There's not a whole lot of discussion about, well, this company doesn't have a name, Rob. Why would I join a new company that doesn't have a name? We got to have a name. They don't give a flip. As long as it's got the 5 things, you're like, okay, comp plan, yep, looks good. Product, yep, looks good. All right, let's go, guys. Pretty much how it goes. And the reason I bring it up, because I'm sure you've been down that path yourself. So the fact that the company's unknown is really a non-issue for people like you and I.
Right. And I think you touched on another important topic there too, is the fact that while the company may be unknown, the leadership may be known.
That's
because odds are it's people that have been in the industry for a while. They've either run other network marketing companies. Sometimes you have marketing vice presidents and those types of things who have been very successful distributors in the past. So there may be some name recognition associated with the company's leadership as opposed to the name of the company itself. So that can be a selling point in itself because oftentimes, knowing who's in leadership, who's running the company and their philosophy can be much more important than the fact that it's a brand new company.
Yes. So the guys, don't get caught up on the unknown aspect of it. We put that in the title so that you guys could know what the subject matter was going to be about. And so that you guys can see that, hey, this is not a big deal. And we don't want you guys to say, well, I'm not going to join that company because nobody's ever heard of it. There's a lot of companies out there, guys, that open their doors this past Monday and hasn't had a chance to get their name out there. And they may end up turning out to be a stellar company. But like Miss Marie said, eventually, guess what? For at one time, let me put it to you that way. One time, Ford was new. At one time, Microsoft was new. Okay, and sometimes people laughed, but that doesn't matter. There were people.
I remember when Microsoft was new. That's kind of scary.
It is scary. I agree with that, and I remember it too very well. But the thing is, guys, is that you have to realize is that you don't know where that's going to go. Just because somebody hasn't heard of Microsoft doesn't mean they're not going to end up being big, okay, or having a major impact. And you don't know when the next Amway is going to come around the corner. So you got to look at every new company as a new start, and you ride it for all it's worth. And it's actually a good thing. Don't look at it as a bad thing, because it's definitely, I can promise you, it is not a bad thing to be with a new company. Is it challenging? Yes. Is it risky? Yes. There's no doubt about it. Is it going to be more hard work than an older company? Absolutely. Okay. But the thing is that don't get caught up where you feel like you have to defend the fact that the company's only been around for a month. Matter of fact, just let me give you a quick example. If I was out there building a business today with a company that was just a month old, and I was meeting with someone that's never been a part of network marketing, and during the follow-up, they said, well, this company, I see this company's only a month old. Isn't that a deterrent? And I say, no, isn't that freaking great? And they'd be like, well, what do you mean is that great? That they're only a month old? I said, I know. That means they've got another 2 to 3 years of growth. You know how much money we can make between now and then? I would be ecstatic. That would be my reaction. I would say, thank God that it's unknown. There are going to be people flocking to this. And guys, here's the thing. With an unknown company, and the word gets around the industry, because if I'm with a company and I see real potential, I'm going to call Miss Marie. Because why? Because I want Miss Marie on my team. Why? Because she has a long history of proven success. Why would I not want her on my team? So when I call her, she's going to ask the traditional business builder questions. And then she looks at it and she says, you know what, Rob, you're right. There's a lot of potential here. I'm going to join you. Guess what? I didn't hardly have to recruit her. The company itself recruited her. Why? Because it's a month old and she sees the potential. Okay. My point being is because the fact that it's little known has no impact on whether Marie joins me or not. And guess what? The company actually becomes your recruiting tool. It's one of your best aids. Right, Ms. Marie?
Yeah, it's one of those. Have you ever heard of a ground floor opportunity? Well, that ground floor means when the company's new. You know, it's a month old already. We're getting old, kind of long in the tooth. If you want ground floor, you better hurry up because we're running out of floor here.
That's right. Exactly. And Miss Marie's not going to say, well, Rob, I'm not going to join it because this company's not. I'll wait until the word gets out, and everybody knows who this company is. She knows as a business builder, it's almost too late by the time that happens. Okay, she'd be like, that's foolish for me to say, because guess what? I know that by the time this word gets out about this company, it may be too late. I need to get my butt in gear. And I need, while it's unknown, okay? And believe me, guys, the word will get out soon enough. If it's unknown right now, give it 6 months. If this company's got its act together, word will be out and people will be flocking to it. And here's the other thing. Miss Marie may call me. She may get wind of it and say, I see that Rob's a part of that. Well, you know what? I need to give him a call. I think I'm interested in seeing what this company's about. And if she gives me a call and we have our discussion, she may go, Rob, you know what? How would you like to work together? I'd be like, cool, Marie. Well, sign me up. Let's go. Right, Miss Marie? That happens too.
That absolutely happens. Yep.
Did we cover it well enough, Miss Marie?
I think so. I don't know that there's much more we can say about that, but that's one of the things I felt we should touch on because it is a topic that comes up in the recruiting and prospecting process, and want to make sure people understand the difference. So that means, well, on the flip side, tomorrow in episode 209 of our podcast, we're going to be talking
209. Let me bring 209.
It up. We're going to be talking about the publicly traded company, which implies that it's an established, known company. So we're going to look
That's
at the
right.
reverse of the unknown company tomorrow, just to kind of fill in that picture for you, how best to respond, what it means, the pros and the cons. So don't miss out.
Don't miss out. And you know what, Miss Mary, you did a great job. I'm so sorry. You did a great job once again of putting these episodes together back to back. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. I just
I
wanted you to
try.
know
Well,
we
you know,
really
it's one of those
appreciate
things.
it.
It's a little bit too much to cover in one episode.
I
So
know
it
it's
had
not
to be a
easy to put these things
two-parter.
together sometimes.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, and unfortunately, it looks like we lost Rob. It looks like he froze up, but that's okay. We were just in the process of winding down here. So join us 11 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. Be sure to check us out. And of course, take a look at our website, themlmsolution.net. That's themlmsolution.net. And then, of course, you can find us across all of the social media platforms using hashtag #TheMLMSolution. So be sure to check out our other podcast episodes, our website, and share with our other network marketers around the world. Spread the word, share the information. It also positions you as a person of knowledge who's looking to share their experience and knowledge with those coming up in the industry as well. Places you in a leadership position. And what does that do? Helps build your business and achieve your dreams.
That's
And
right.
Rob's back.
Well, you're doing such a good job. Just keep right on going. Can you close it out? Do you have access to the close out?
Well, I changed the ticker. I wasn't sure where the outro's at though.
Okay.
I was
hit brand
okay.
and scroll down. You see where the 30 is
Oh my goodness, the 30. I don't
in
see
the
the
video
30.
clips?
No, I'm not seeing it. You better hit it.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on our same YouTube channel and our same Facebook page, where we'll be talking about the publicly traded company. Don't miss it. We'll see you then, guys. Take care. God bless. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Download our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast platforms. Visit our website at www.themlmsolution.net for additional important information, show details, and past shows. Follow us on Parler, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the get notified button while visiting our other social media platforms.